Happy Women's Day to both of you. Thanks for being part of the team and leading us. Both of you had an inspirational journey in your field. Jia ma'am, especially you have been a super achiever for India and the women's cricket team. And Chitra had a stellar career as an academic and a corporate career. So I will now probably step aside and let you guys take over. But Jia ma'am, basically when you started the women cricket world as a very what you call very early stage of everything. Like it was not in the limelight what it is now. So you guys had a probably more major role to play in this stepping stone for the team. Please share something about from your journey, and then probably I can ask you more question, and I'll just be an question.
Yeah. Thank you so much, team. I'm very delighted. First of all, I'm really delighted and very glad to join the team. Thank you, cricket, and I'm really excited for the journey ahead for all of us. And I was just on the session for Samsung, and we were just discussing about the what I aspiring to do right now and what my second innings looks like. So we were just having a chat, and we happened to discuss about the product that cricket has brought to the market. And I was happy to share that I'm very excited that what we have brought to the market, and it's for everyone, not just the cricket fanatics, but for sports lovers, for office goers, and for parents, and whoever is wants to do fitness. So I think we have a very interesting journey ahead, and I'm very happy to be the part of the team.
And we are more than happy to have you on in the team. With your experience, probably we can achieve much bigger things than we.
Thank you.
Chitra, you can go
Yeah,
ahead.
truly. So having you as our VP, it gives us inspiration to do better than what we had imagined, and look for even bigger horizons than we had started out with. So you'll inspire us
Thank you
to do
so much.
much better. So,
Thank you so much.
ma'am,
Thank you.
yeah. So as a cricketer, as a woman, as who started up in sports when everything, and it was more of a male dominated thing. People wouldn't even consider women playing cricket as a sport and then
Sure.
going on to play it professionally. So you must have had a lot of hurdles in front of you. There's a status quo that you had to break on through. So how was the journey, and how was doing all that?
Yeah, I mean, we are talking about an era where not just playing cricket, but for a girl, but for taking sports as a career was not an option. And it was more of a not even for women. You talk about men as well. So taking sports as a profession was not an option for many families. So I think at that point of time, it was again. I mean, on this Women's Day, I would like to dedicate this to all the women out there in different. I want to dedicate this to my mother, who was who played a very instrumental part in my journey of being a sports person. And she inspired me to go out there and pursue my dream of being a professional sports person. And so I'm really thankful, I mean, on this Women's Day, that not just now we are talking about women empowerment lot these days, but we had so many iron ladies, and we had so many strong females out there who have done so much for many people. And they have not they are not into limelight, but they have certainly made many lives, and they are out there, still there, but we don't know their stories.
Yeah, ma'am, that's completely right. So there are so many women who have paved this path for us, and you are there to pave it for the next generation. Hopefully, all of us can add bit by bit, so that the next generation of women, they don't have to think about stuff like this, and they can
Right.
just fly and do what they want to do.
So that's
And
what I
this Women's
aspire
Day's
to do.
right, and this Women's Day's slogan has been "Choose to Challenge," which you have been doing for a long time.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean for you to choose to challenge every single day?
So as a sports person, that's a part of our personality. That's a very integral part and a very common trait that that you have to possess. That you have to challenge yourself. I mean, uh, if I have to talk from a sporting perspective, then day in day out you have to face challenge and you have to put your best foot forward and overcome those challenges. It's not that whenever you go out to play against an opponent that you have to produce performance, but day in day out you have to go out there and outbeat yourself first, not the opponent, just the opponent. And you have to be at your at your best every single time that you walk out on the field. So yes, it's very important that you keep challenging yourself, and that's what I always look to do in my personal life. And that's what and that's how I aspire to become and to add different dimensions to my life. And that's I believe, and that's why I'm part of cricket family now. And just because I kept on challenging myself, just not uh, being there doing what you know, but also doing what you don't know, and try to overcome everything and be best at it.
Yeah, so I would
Yeah,
like to
so
continue here and ask Chitra as well. Like, when she was in college with us, out of 300, there were only 20 girls. So the number were very smooth in terms of gender gap. So what made you choose engineering, and how has been your journey to get into a top engineering college, and what were your challenges with that?
uh, for me, growing up, I am like one of the we are four sisters, and at that time, getting your on a, like if you have a girl child and having her study at the best colleges and best schools possible, that was something that was not done much. And my father and mother, they were
True.
really very engaged in our growth as people who were
Yeah.
doing well in studies. So they gave us every opportunity that we could, so best schools, best colleges, whatever we could compete into. So that kind of gave us the confidence. We were always treated like sons. There was never a difference between how you would treat a boy or a girl, at least not in my family. So I've seen that growing up, my mother doing everything that is there to be done, my father giving us all the opportunities and all the power to go out there, do things this yourself. So that made us more strong. And when we go to engineering college, you always know that there's like 1/10, that's a ratio that goes on. So, and it's very good to see that it's more and more women are getting into engineering and STEM jobs and the different kind of things. So technology also, when we started, it was not so much engineering jobs for women. Medical was decided to be a line that
True.
you would choose. Yeah. So when I did both well in both science and biology, so my some people just decided that it had to be medical for me, but no, I wanted to do engineering, so I went for it. So uh, till college, when so there was a lot of bias from professors also. They will not even look at us when they were trying to teach, but just persevering and just doing my stuff. And I think most of the branches that the toppers, we were all girls there.
Yes.
Most of the branches, because we were always good at studies, and that's why we were there in that college after beating a lot of people. So we made our mark slowly, just showing performance and showing the determination to be there. We made our mark, and then that's how we got to where we are.
Ma'am and Sita, both of you, like, who were your inspiration when you looked up to, and say, ma'am, when you started playing, there were hardly many role models for you. And for Chitra, you as well, like, who were the role models that you looked up
I think I would like to hear from Chitra first here.
My role models, ma'am, at that time there were not a lot of people who were there like engineering doing a lot, but
Yes.
there were still some people who were out there like the Pepsi. Indra Nuri was there, so you could look up to
Yeah.
her. There was there was Aparna Chawla. She was doing her engineering as an astronaut. There were people
Yeah.
who I know up close, like some cousins who were there in engineering and doing well. They went abroad, so those people were the role models. And then my mother was the biggest role model that I have. She's the kind of woman that I aspire to be, strong in any situation, and just, you know, even when she was not given a lot of opportunity at their time, but she was always there for us and always very strong that we do what we want to do. So she's one of the biggest role models I have. And how about
That
you,
that
ma'am?
is so, yeah, that was so interesting. I mean, that's because sports person are still, people know many sports person, but when it comes to academics, and especially in the field of engineering, as you rightly mentioned, I mean, for a girl child, parents always used to think that she has to be a doctor, and breaking that barrier and becoming an engineer was something really great. And for me, I mean, it was my role model was simply one man that I still have a lot of respect for, was Jonty Rhodes. And he was, because I used to love his fielding, and my love for cricket started not with batting, although I'm a batsman, but it started with fielding. I was amazed to see his ability to field, and he was kind of a real superhero. So he was something I was I always felt very motivated seeing him. So he was kind of my role model, and he still is.
ma'am, in terms of role model, like, you always look up to people who are famous. Like Chitra told that he looked up to Kalpana Chawla and other scientists. But there are people who in the family who really helped you, like for
Yeah.
Chitra, her mother and son. What kind of role the woman in your close proximity, like your family, played for you guys to succeed? Otherwise, it was very difficult for you guys to break that barrier. If you can talk about that.
So here, I mean, I second the thought of Chitra. I mean, for me as well, my mother was always there. She was she always encouraged me to pursue my dream, and still, at that point of time, education was something which was, people always wanted that their children should do well, settle down, doing something good. Of course, become doctor or engineer, be it daughter or a son. But very interestingly, from my maternal side, my whole family of uncles and aunts, they were in sports. And on the contrary, from my father's side, they were all engineers. So there was a tussle in my family, and ultimately my mom won. And she used to take me, because I started very early, at the tender age of 10. And she used to take me to practice. She used to come to my school, pick me up from there, take me to practice, used to wait till my practice ended, and then take me back home, and then do whatever she is required to do at home. And that's how. And my father was not very much into sports. He wanted me to be an engineer. He still feels that I would have done much better if I would have chosen to be an engineer. He's still not happy, not that happy. But
Never happened.
so yes, so my mother really gave me strength to pursue that dream to take sports professionally.
If you had been forced to be an engineer, we would have lost such a good cricketer in the world and in our country, and such a big role model. Because
I
there are a
think,
lot of engineers, and definitely would have
yeah,
made a good one if you put your mind to it. But still, we would have missed such a big cricketer.
I also, just like yourself, I also, till my 12th, I also had biomaths both. And according to my teachers, I was good in studies as well. So that's why my father was not so convinced that I should go into sports. And then after 18 years, I think I fulfilled my father's dream. I went back to studies after 18 years of gap, and I did my executive MBA from IIM Rohtak in sports management. So somehow he's settled now, and so I told him that don't worry, I've not lived up to your expectation, but somehow I have fulfilled it. So they both are okay now. They both are happy.
And so you had an
Parents
interesting
are
journey
actually
after your
always
sports.
proud.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, parents, I
yeah,
think, are actually always proud. They don't mention it, at least not to your face. My father's
yeah.
never praised me in front of me, but I've heard stories behind.
That's right. That's right. Certainly.
As a sports person, you finish your career, and generally most sports person either transition into commentary or they go about that. But you choose to do in sports management from an IIM Rohtak, and now since you've been part of the company, so how did you make the transition? Like, what were your thoughts that you don't want to go into the same path that other sports person are following, rather do something different? There are very few examples in India who have done that,
Yeah,
like you and Mr. Uh, hockey legend Mr. Viresh Kaskina is
yeah,
one
yeah.
part of
Virendra
the
Raskina. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
So, Ankesh,
with that.
it started. It was a boon in disguise for me. So I also thought that I was very keen to uh, contribute back to women's cricket by coaching young people, young athletes, young women players. But then one incident happened that changed the overall scenario. And in my whole career, I have spent almost 25 years in sports, in professional sports. In my whole career, very interesting thing happened to me, that my most prominent achievements came after a setback. And this one also came around after a story. And actually, I joined because there is a protocol when you want to become a coach. You have to go through the BCCI level courses. So I went for the level course, and so there is a process of it. So you have to clear that, and you progress to the next level of level 2 coaching and things like that. So there was a instructor who was there, and somehow what happened, I mean, fortunately for me and unfortunately for them, that he didn't progress me for the next level. Uh, in spite of the fact that I was a test cricketer and played for India. So that was a heavy setback, and that really hurted me a lot. But then I spoke to my mentor, uh, Mr. Thompson, that we had meeting with last time. So I spoke to him, so he told me that, don't lose your heart. So then we discussed. So I always used to say that, so I want to do something different. And it's always been a thing for me since childhood. I wanted to stand out. I wanted to do something different. So we discussed, and this thing came up. And then I thought to myself, yeah, I mean, this will be something which will be, which will, I will be able to contribute much more to sports, not just cricket, to sports, if I become a sports administrator. Because in India, there is a scarcity of sports and administrators. We generally see, a lot of politicians, bureaucrats in the positions. So, so that was the starting of it. But trust me, when I sat for the examination, the written examination, and then I got into the interview. So after that, when I went for my orientation, and it was the first day, and we went to our classes, and in my class, in the batch of 60 people, there were just 3 girls out of 60 people. And when the time passed, after a few months, I was the only girl in the whole class. So after that first day, we went to the classrooms, and from morning 8:45 to 5:45 we were in classes. I thought to myself, boss, ye nahi ho payega. Sorry. I called up my parents and I say, I'm coming back. But you know what my mom said? Nahi, ye nahi ho sakta. I have told all my friends that you have gone to study in IIM. I said, I mean, I can't be here, yeah. I mean, I can't sit for this much long. It can't be happening. Because, you have been a sports person all your life, and sitting for whole day and understanding things, and that too, those things which are very different from what you used to do. But I think again my mom came into the picture, and I am really again thankful to her that she put the word out there, and I had to stick to it, and I'm ultimately very happy that I did that. And but when I started interacting with people, and we were very fortunate to have very renowned professors from all over the world who are into sports fraternity, who are into sports education. So it was very interesting. So understanding the business point of sports, the sports industry, as we all know, that sports industry is growing at a rapidly fast pace. So when I started interacting, I always value contribution. When I used to play also, I value contribution. So when I started contributing and interacting, so I started enjoying it. So that was the thing, and rest is history.
Yeah, what happens generally when you've been a sports person, you had an active life, and then you move into sports
Yeah,
in a passive. It become very difficult to, because you don't get results on the movement. Right? You hit a
exactly.
ball, so that's it. And also, what you said that India lacks professional in administration. Right? So you being a sports person as well as having a professional, what do you call, degree or career, so you'll be in a much better position to do that job. Greatness
Exactly,
finally you
because
took up.
you need to understand the player's perspective. You need to understand the business side of sports, and you have to create the best solution for it.
True, and that is where we lack. Either politicians are running or some sports person are running. Some some are really great, but some really lack that overall skill.
Just see how the leadership changed when Saurav Ganguly took over BCCI as president.
True, and
Yeah,
that's what I. Okay, let's move into some other topics. Especially as yeah, whenever a woman start a career in whichever field, they go with, like, people have some preconceived notion, like they can't do this or they can't do that. So you must have
yeah.
faced in on the Chitra must have felt that in an office or corporate career when it started. But what made you guys stick through and continue pushing the paddle so that you can keep moving forward? If you can share something.
I would again love to hear from Chitra first. I would see. I am a opening batsman, but I would
Yes.
like Chitra to face the first ball.
Sure, ma'am. anything for you. So, uh, as a person who goes into engineering and then goes into a corporate job, we even just as a student to begin with, so it looks like that it's women's responsibility to first prove themselves
Yeah.
before people can start trusting you, not the other way around. So
Yeah.
if a guy goes into, say, a meeting or anywhere for a job interview, for that matter, they have the trust that he might be good, and then they start trying to figure out if it's actually good or not. We have to start from a back foot. Then we have to actually slowly prove and gain the trust and the respect. So it's always that you have to start pushing harder, fighting harder, always there. Once you have that attention and once people start to know you, then you can do well. But it's always that extra that we have to put in. So that has always
True.
been there. How about you, ma'am?
So I guess I guess it's the, those norms that comes in. Those are not written anywhere, but they exist. So yes, but as a sports person, I had a bit different experience with this. Because as a person, you are used to facing challenges. I mean, be it from men, be it from your opponent, doesn't matter. So it's so I think from that perspective, it was another day for me. It was another challenge for me. So I took it in my stride, and I was never bothered about it much, because it was just kind of a challenge for me.
Yeah. So uh, we are celebrating Women's Day today. So whatever the challenges you guys face in everyday life, there is a perspective from men as well. Right? So I want you to know over the years how you think that as a male colleague things are changing for you. Are you seeing the improvement, like the behavior of acceptance changing? So what your thought?
I think the biggest example I can see is the approach of cricket. You know, that's the example in itself. And sometime back when I joined the team, I put it across on my LinkedIn handle as well, that everything starts at home. So when a team recognizes you, when you join a team, and that team puts you in that position and recognizes your what you have, the qualities you have, the capabilities you have, and so that gives you a confidence in yourself. So I think I would like to applaud all my male colleagues here at cricket. So thank you so much, guys, for recognizing the effort that we have put in our life, and to give us this opportunity, the same opportunity that many male counterparts deny to their female counterparts. That's what I would like to say here.
Thank you, Chitra.
Yeah. So I would like to believe that I was not chosen as a part of cricket just because I'm a woman. Hopefully, it's
Not
because
hopefully.
I have proved myself and where I am. So, it's now become about the reputation you have.
Yeah,
That you already built something and you have already proved yourself, and that's why you are there, and that's why you are a part of bigger things and better things as you keep
true,
growing.
true, true.
Both
So
of you had.
I think
Yes, continue.
sometime back I was on a panel discussion with very esteemed people all across the globe. Some dignitaries from UN, Sustainable Goal Development, Women Empowerment, some academicians. So always there was a apprehension that women are still not there in the leadership roles that they should be. And I think someone has to take the onus. Still, I mean, I am very much sure that women have proved themselves time and again. Still, people are there who doesn't want to recognize those efforts. So it takes guts to recognize the efforts as well.
Right. To look beyond that a person's gender and just look at what
Yes,
they can do for the
exactly,
company.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be gender neutral. That's what we at cricket believe. That both of you brings a lot to the table.
Right. We are
That's what.
working with progressive people here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ma'am, before we end this discussion, I would like you to share some insight. Like for anybody who's starting as a sports person or as a corporate career, what would be your advice, both you and Shivya? What would you tell a girl or a woman who's starting a career right now?
From my angle, I would just say, from my experience, that you know, belief system is very important. You, whether you are in corporate world, whether you are in sports, whether you are a housewife, whoever you are, the belief system is very important, and you have to have belief in whatever you are doing and the capability you have, and you have to be self-aware of your capabilities. Sometimes what happens in them, it is my personal experience that when I was playing for India, I was not self-aware of what I am capable of, because there was no one to tell me that. But I should have known it in myself. And when I produced that inning of 138 not out, which stood as a record for 15 years for India, at that moment I was surprised, and I realized, yeah, I mean, I can do much more. So I think as women, we tend to have that somewhere, not so much progressive mindset because of the society, because of the people that we live in, because of the norms that we have in our society. So I think we have to break those shackles and start believing more in ourselves, in our capabilities.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. So once somehow this is how probably this is how the mindset we come up with, that we don't back ourselves enough,
Yeah.
that we don't have the confidence that yes, I can do better, I can do much better than what the people around are, thinking that I can. So we don't back ourselves enough, we don't try go for the bigger jobs, the bigger opportunities. So that belief that needs to come, and that probably slowly comes. And as we see people who are doing there, who are women and doing well, even men who are doing well, and we can just look up to them, then slowly it starts to build. So that belief system has to be there, you're so right. And then we also, for me, I think it's also important to try to help the people, like the women who are around you, like my younger cousins, nieces, so anyone who is there, to try to help them go beyond, give them the guidance that we didn't have. So try to go beyond that. And I am trying to bring up my son to understand that, so there's no, I try to keep him like as equal as possible, there is no bias. So that's how I'm trying to bring him up, so that these guys, when they grow up, they'll also have a open perspective, they'll not think
Yeah.
about a person as a woman or a man.
Yes. Very true. Very true.
Right. So last question before we end this lovely. Do you guys have any framework, like you build the belief system, or just it come naturally to you, or is there is any way that somebody who's not that uh, self-believing would able to replicate what you guys have been able to do?
Well,
That self-belief, how to keep.
yeah, I mean, from my experience, after playing at the highest level for the country, in my experience, I have seen that there is much difference in how we have been developed over time and how our mindset is. Because I have seen some foreign teams, uh, they have they don't I mean, they don't have that much of talent, but they are very much strong willed. They are very much mentally tough. And after that, because I had an educational background of science, so I started researching on the topic of what factors affect the performance. So I dwell into the aspect of mind. So how mind plays a vital role in shaping the future of for an individual or for anyone from different walks of life, for anyone. So I think it plays a huge part. It plays a huge part how your psyche is, how you develop your psyche, and how you work on your mind or on your mindset. So the word here is mindset. So you really have to keep working on your mindset, and it's really interesting how your mind can, make or break. So I think being self-aware is also very important. That's why I've said that there are lot many things. If you can understand how your mind works, you can definitely work on it and make it work for yourself rather than against yourself.
Very true.
I think for me, as you see performance and you see the results coming in, that grows the confidence. And there have always been people around who wanted to push me a little harder, who wanted me to do a little better. So and if as it goes and as you start to show output, and I've seen the response from my team uh, to they were able to trust me with the new innovations, new responsibilities. So that builds trust, and that builds the belief in myself, my own confidence. So that has been a big part. So there has always been a support system to help and actually build you. The potential is always there inside you. It's just that there has to be
Sure.
people and the mindset, of course, to reach where you want to.
Perfect.
Lovely. I guess we should end our discussion on this lovely note. Thanks for both of you to be part of the team and guiding us, leading us. And we hope to see many more women in our team as we grow as a cricket. So last word to you, both of you, on cricket, if you want to add anything.
I think with cricket, I'm really very enthusiastic about the product that we are bringing to the market, and from sports perspective and from the business side of the management and everything. I strongly believe that we can create wonders, and uh, we can cater to so many people, and I guess we have the right product for so many people. So I think it's a long journey ahead, but I'm really sure that it will be a beautiful one.
Yeah. I think we
Thank
have
you.
built
Thanks.
something in house, and this is we have built something in house, and it's going to be amazing. So we'll keep growing
Yeah.
from there.
Thank you. Finally, one more time, happy Women's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, same to
Ankesh.
you.
You have been a great moderator.
Thank you,